Hello, hello, hello. Hello. This is it. This is my final video journal for Noire. At least as far as the main story goes. I may do some for some of the DLCs and things like that, but this will be it for that. I just finished the game. I actually started recording a video just before this while the credits were rolling, and there's a little post-log video that shows up right afterwards, and it kind of interrupted me, so I stopped that video, started over so I could watch that. I'm always afraid of this coming out wrong when I say this about things. Let me preface it this way. I really did like the game. I enjoyed the game very much. But the end, the last few chapters, kind of threw me for a loop. They seemed out of place. At this point, if you're worried about spoilers and things like that, go ahead and stop the video now. The game's been out for a long enough time that if you are listening to this, you know, maybe you have finished the game, and so you know it's not that big a deal. So I'm gonna go ahead and just talk about what kind of lost it for me. Two things, and it has to do with Heavy Rain. The game slipped. It always kind of reminded me of that. It's been a much larger game than Heavy Rain was, but it was very Heavy Rain-esque for me, which isn't a bad thing. I loved that game, and I did like this game, but it was too weird. The first thing was the whole origami thing. That, when I first saw the guy folding origami, and then it just, my instant reaction was, really? That you're gonna do origami as well? Which, I get it, it makes sense with the subplot of them being in the war and things like that. I get it, but it was too similar with that. And then the second thing, it kind of has to do with Heavy Rain, but it kind of just, because it slipped out of what this game was, is all of a sudden, you know, the last few chapters you're controlling Jack Kelso, who was one of Cole's army buddies in the war, and now he's a investigator for a California fire and something insurance, basically insurance investigator to invest fraud and stuff like that. And at first I thought it was just going to be like one chapter, but you end up you control Cole through one tiny investigation in the last, I think, 2 or 3 chapters, but the rest of it you're actually, no, Cole is the one time in the final chapter, and I think 19, 20, and 21 are all you're controlling Jack. And so it was just weird to be in control of Cole for 95% of the game, and then 5% is just like, oh, here, now you're going to control him. And I was trying to work it out in my head why they might have done that. I can't really come up with a reason. Or I guess the other thing, if you are gonna do that, why not introduce him as a playable character a little sooner, so that it's not so jarring and weird and why am I controlling him now? It just it took me out of it a little bit. But at the same time, at that point in the game, I was getting kind of sick of Cole Phelps as a character. Just kind of his pretentious, good boy, I'm so great, but I cheat on my wife attitude. You know, I don't know. I really didn't like that that story deviation either, with him cheating and going to Elsa, and it didn't seem entirely necessary, because they never really. I mean, there's no real reason why he has to be involved with Elsa. They could have easily slipped it in as, you know, she just comes in for help or uses him for help or something like that. But I don't know. It just, I'm not sure what it is about it. There's something. I liked the story. I liked the gameplay. There was just something about the end of it that I thought was lacking, for me anyways. And I know a lot of people have really, really loved this game, and it's gotten great reviews, and people are really, really enjoying it. And like I said, I don't want this to take away from that at all. I really did enjoy the game. It's just, I guess I'm a little disappointed. I guess I didn't enjoy it as much as I was hoping to. It has nothing to do with the fact that it wasn't the type of game that I was expecting, because I remember in my early journals I was talking a lot about how it's not at all what exactly I was expecting it to be. But once I got into what it was, I really, really enjoyed that. I got into that and I liked that a lot. But I am very sorry that I don't have a solid explanation other than there were just a few things at the end that took me out of the experience personally, and therefore, you know, brought it down a little bit for me. I'm really interested to see, you know, I know the first DLC that's available now on PSN, I'm guessing Xbox Live, is there's another arson one with like the explosion and stuff like that, which Cole is still in. And again, spoiler alert, Cole dies at the end of LA Noire. And so I'm guessing it takes place while, you know, in between, while he's on his arson and before the end of this game. So I don't know where future DLCs are going to go, if they're also going to include Cole, or if they'll shift and, you know, maybe something happens with Jack Kelso and he becomes, because, you know, he basically becomes an investigator for the DA, so they could go that route. Not sure. But yeah, I'm gonna give a rating now. I'm gonna go with our typical game journal, 5 out of 5 stars. I'm gonna give it, like, I really want to give it a 4. I really want to give it a 4. It's just that the way I'm feeling right now, for me, it feels a little less than that. But I think once it kind of sinks in and I can go back and think about it some more, that I think it's a 4. 4 out of 5 is what I give this game. I'm fully expecting, you know, perhaps some angry comments for this video. You know, this is just one guy's opinion. I do not have the here-all, end-all, and I'm sure a lot of you really, really like the game. And I liked the game. I didn't really, really like it. I liked it. I liked it enough that I want to go back through, finish up some of the regular, just, you know, when you're driving around answering police calls. I'm gonna try and get the rest of those. I didn't find any of the film reels, but I haven't really looked for those, so I'd like to go through and try and find some of those and go back and just see some of the alternate ending things for you know, some of the cases that I didn't do so hot on, or maybe take them in a different route, accuse a different suspect, just to see how it might change things. So thanks for sticking through this with me. I know it's been a long journey and I apologize for the length of time that it's taken me to get through this game. But hope you guys enjoyed listening, and not sure what my next video journal will be. Not even sure what's coming out in the near future. Perhaps some Dark Souls. We'll see. Of course, that one might just be me yelling and cursing at the camera. But I'm over 10 minutes now. You're probably sick of this mug. Keep visiting www.gamejournal.tv for more game stuff, more reviews, news, videos. Adam's gone for a month, so we're not together. But hopefully once he gets back, we're going to do some more Pile of Lames. We had a lot of fun with that, and we've got some more bad games to cry our way through. So, yeah. We'll see you next time.